As many of you know, today is a very sad day in the NBA. We lost a dear friend and a big part of the league's soul with the passing of Craig Sager. And I know I speak for a lot of people who worked with Craig and who knew him when I say that nobody had more zest for life and passion and joy the way he lived than Craig. He loved his family, loved his friends. He loved Bud Light. He loved golf. He loved atmospheres like tonight where he came and worked an incredible sporting event. He loved the Cubs. He loved people more than anything. Going out with Craig after games with the crew was always fun. Tonight, we offer condolences to his family, to Stacy and his children. We offer condolences to his colleagues at TNT, many of whom are here tonight working the game. And we mourn his loss, but while we considered a moment of silence, we thought it would be more appropriate, given the way Craig lived his life and the joy that he brought to so many people, to have a moment of joy instead. So I'd like all of you to join me in an applause for a great man and a life well lived. Thank you.
We've seen so many nice tributes we've heard from a lot of players, guys, along the way tonight. A lot of tweets. What a wonderful thing there from Steve Kerr, and I thought really a great thing to go have that moment of joy and the applause as we celebrate the life of Sags, and see Webb joining us. And just kind of your thoughts, man, on what's been a tough day, and what you remember when you think about the smile and the zest for life of Craig.
Yeah, I can't add anything that these guys really didn't say, except when I did games and when I first started to learn how to do games, for research, I went to Reggie Miller and asked him, and I went to Craig Sager. And Craig came and showed me about the research, but if you ever did a game, he would walk all the way from the other side and say, hey, in the huddle they're talking about this, did you think about this? And so I look at Craig as a great teammate. So he really tried to help me, and then after the game was the best times when I'm hanging out at the restaurant or hanging out at the bar, at the hotel, getting to talk football, baseball, basketball, all type of sports, his family. And so he's going to be missed, but he was the life of the party. He was the life of the conversation. He was the energy, and, you know, it definitely was a joy to be around him.
You know, if people just join us, something, Chuck, you said earlier about the fact that everybody dies, but not everybody lives.
Yeah.
It kind of keeps ringing back in my head because it goes to what C. Webb was just saying.
You know, I love that line in that movie Braveheart when Mel Gibson's William Wallace, I think he was playing that character. He says, and he was talking to the prince. He says, everybody dies, but very few people live. And Craig Sager lived, and he fought a valiant battle. And we're blessed. You see the outpouring from the NBA, because we're a tight-knit group. I've been in it for 30 years. These guys been in it a lot less. Well, Kenneth's probably about the same as me. And, man, you get to know these guys. You get to know their families. And it's just a part of you. And, like I say, I'm a better person from knowing Craig Sager. And the one thing I said at the beginning of the night, I think sometimes people misconstrue the loud suits and everything. But this is a guy who was really smart. He went to Northwestern. And some of the brightest people I know, important people in my life, like a Michael Wilbon, a J. Ed Dunday, all went to Northwestern. It's an amazing school. You know you have to be smart to get in there, but, man, this is a big loss for the Turner family.
Yeah, again, you know, I think it's the fun stories.
Yeah.
You know, those are the ones that, you know, continually come out. And I know Charles is going to start this story and get in me as I start talking about the story. He's going to start going in on what he doesn't believe about it. But, you know, we talk about giving, and I said this over at NBA.
Oh, yeah, I didn't believe this either. Not the part about you.
So, wait, we're having dinner, Craig and I, right?
Right.
And so, you know, the bill comes. I pay the bill. So
that's the part of the story
this
already.
Is the story he doesn't believe.
Exactly.
So I paid the bill, but Chuck, this is what's funny. So, you know, this is like my second year here. So I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, you know, you double the tax to get your 20%. And I'm thinking, and I'm going in my pocket, and I'm like, here at the $5, $6, $7, $8. He just grabbed the money. Would you just give the lady the whole tip? The extra $6 is not going to hurt you. But how good would you feel giving her the extra tip? Over 20%.
That is Sager.
And that's Sager. And so to me, that small, small icosm of what happened was really how he lived his life. He was giving to others in terms of his work, and his play and his energy. And, man, my All-Star party is going to miss him. Yeah. My All-Star weekend's going to miss him. Just, he is the life of the party, not just because of his suit, Shaq.
Yeah, I heard an old-timer say one time that life is a 360. As parents, we take care of our children, but as we get older, our parents also get older, then we take care of them. Shout out to Craig Sager Jr. For taking care of his father, for stepping up, taking care of his father. And, a lot of great stories. It's a sad day, but we're going to celebrate this day with fun stories. And Craig will always be remembered. True icon, true legend. He will never be forgotten.
I'm not crying no more today.
Yeah,
I'm only going to talk fun stuff.
But Shaq, you said probably the greatest thing tonight. You said something earlier. You says, I've never heard a bad word about Craig Sager. And I started thinking about that. Like, people have said bad things about all of us.
No, you.
Well, a lot more you.
Oh, Shaq, listen.
A lot more you.
True.
Okay. That's what we didn't say we didn't, but just a lot more
But I tell you what, man, I can honestly say I've never heard a bad word about Sager.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, my friend.
We continue to remember. I haven't heard anybody ever say anything bad about you.
This your first night.
You haven't heard yet?
I have Twitter.
But I'll tell you something after this commercial.